Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to Centurion's review, the punk rock band of Wargame Review Institutions. This is the French Foreign Legion from Yaquinto Publications. It says it's copyright 1982. It's a game of desperate fighting in a desert fort. This is one of the most obscenely priced war games on the used market, and there's absolutely no reason for it. This isn't that rare, so some people are trying to get anywhere from $150 to $250 for this. Please do not pay those prices. I paid less than $20 for this. I mean, it's punched, but please don't pay like $150 for this. That's ridiculous. But anyhow, let's take a look at this game here. Comes in a record album box, which is what they're famous for. The French Foreign Legion is based on a genre of movies and serials that feature hard-case legionnaires defending a desert fort against hordes of fanatical tribesmen. The action is fast, furious, and unpredictable as the Bedouins rush the walls, throw their grappling hooks, and climb up for furious melees with the tough defenders. Can the walls be held, or is it time to fall back to the inner buildings? Will dynamite breach the walls, and will the heat cause men to be seized by the madness? What about the mutiny that was brewing? Can discipline and strong defenses stop overwhelming numbers? Tune in next week for Chapter 5 or play a game of the French Foreign Legion now. Level 2, this game falls in the lower end of average wargaming complexity, being fairly easy to master but having fairly detailed mechanics. And says the number of players is 2 to 3 and takes 2 hours to play, and each character represents a single named individual. That's pretty unique. Usually in hex and chit games, you don't have hexes that represent just one guy unless it's a leader. Alright, let's take a look here. Open this up here, and you get the map on the inside of the record album. What's cool about this, I don't have it stored like this, but if you want, you could throw the rules in here where the record would go, or on the other side. It's actually pretty clever that they chose to use record albums boxes for the games. So anyhow, it shows some kind of fort here. It's got towers, it's got stairways, parade grounds, more guardhouses, and a gate here. And on the side here, it's got map symbols showing what level you're at. And here's the officers' quarters and the guardhouse. And down over here, you have a powder room, gate square, and a barracks with a sergeant's room. And it's not hex-based, it's got squares, which is fine. I'm surprised squares aren't used more often in war games, because usually the reason they don't use it is because if you allow a movement rate of 1 and let them go diagonal, well, they're kind of cheating. They're moving a little farther, but you can just negate that by having it where if you move diagonal, it costs 1.5 movement points instead of 1, but I digress. All right, let's see what else is in here. This is nice. This shows all the different album games they've had. Little advertisement. Swashbuckler, I got that one too. Fast Attack Boats, that's a nice game. What else do we have here? This one I want to get, Attack of the Mutants, but the prices on the used market are just ridiculous. Fall of South Vietnam, I have that. That's a nice game. Superiority, I have that. Haven't reviewed it yet. I have mixed feelings on that game. Anything else? Beast Lord, I have that. I did an unboxing of it. Haven't tried it yet. Anything else here? Marine 2002, I've owned it a half dozen times. I don't think I've ever played it. My friend Len said that I've played it, but I don't remember playing it. Alright, let's take a look and see what else is here. And some more advertisements. I think that one's a role-playing game. Alright, and here's advertisement for this game itself. And we have a player's aid card here with a dynamite tables, a lit fuse table, blast zone table, command and control ops, French Foreign Legion game card, sequence of play, negotiation phase, that's only in scenario 23, mixed sequence units for movement phase, movement and melee phase, mixed sequence units for fire phases, Bedouin morale phase, and stun removal phase. And then a Le Cafard table, not sure what that is. and a Bedouin morale table, and a tunnel collapse table. This has got quite a bit to it. That's kind of cool tunnels even, and forcing and breaking doors and windows. This sounds good so far. And movement rates and expenditures, so it's kind of like a terrain effects chart. Or, no, not like a terrain effects chart. It's also got locking and unlocking doors, how much an expenditure that is, grappling attempts, moving cannon and new square, line of sight chart, melee notes, fire modifiers, saving roll table, wound table, and a grappling table. Oh, and they have a card for the second player too. That's good, because I'm always complaining when games only come with one player aid card. This one has one for each player. Good job. Alright, here's the rules. Looks like they're in black and white, as to be expected from the 1980s. Has game introduction, then goes over the game equipment and the counters with the different values and stuff mean. And it's got the basic game rules, which implies ones too. I've already gone over the sequence of play. Here's a movement factor expenditures. I guess that's important in this. Quite a bit on movement here. And now it's going over melee rules. And the fire phase, how to fire firing arcs. And I guess you can stun things because there's a stun removal phase. And now it's got optional rules, so I guess it's actually not that much rules. That's nice, so it's pretty easy to get into. And optional rules, gates, doors, windows, closing, opening, locking, unlocking, and breaking. Character unit attitudes, mounted Bedouin organizations, interesting. Defender melee modifiers, machine guns and cannons. And now it's going over siege options. That's cool. And command control, morale, and then wounds. So total rules is close to 13 pages, including the optional rules. And now it goes over the scenarios. Here's the first one. Les Allemands, the German mutiny. Next one is the negotiations, then the surprise night attack, the returning patrol, and treachery. It's got the victory conditions and stuff listed for the scenarios. So that's 5 scenarios. That's not bad. And here's a character unit sheet. Very interesting. And let's take a look at the counters. Let me see if I can zoom in onto those. So these are pretty simple graphics, but they look, they look okay for the 1980s. But one thing else that's cool about this box, let me show you, is on the sides here, there's a compartment there and a compartment there. In each compartment you can put counters and dice and stuff, so that's kind of cool. Anyhow, just wanted to show you guys this game, and remember what I said, do not pay high prices for this. This is not worth $150 or $250. Those guys who are charging that are pirates. So, if you want the game, look around. After a while, you'll be able to find one for a reasonable price. Anyhow, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please click like on it. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel. And as always, have a good evening.